In between rounds on the PGA Tour, former world #1 Jordan Spieth has been busy here at Under Armour headquarters in Baltimore, Maryland, readying the Spieth Force for launch in 2020. Now, we've been busy at MyGolfSpy headquarters testing all the new products for this year's buyer's guide, so Under Armour said, let's invite MyGolfSpy up. They can take a look at the new Spieth Force and have a chance to meet the namesake.
Welcome into this room that I had nothing to do with, but it looks really cool.
Oh, come on. I think one of the first times Jordan and I met, he talked about Under Armour, he talked about innovation, and be innovative. That was one of the most important things. So every time we go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, we've got to give him a reason. So why is this shoe better for me? And so that's been something really important, kind of a mantra that we had.
So this is the reverse engineered Spieth 4 that you showed me, which is kind of the first time we had done it.
Yeah, I mean,
essentially it just, it shows me the inside of the shoe, the most important part, especially for golf.
The way we did, so that's a Spieth 4 map technology, what we did there is we took a scan of Jordan's foot, and then we took a normal shoe. And then what we did is we filled all of those gaps between the outside of the shoe and then the inside of the last in Jordan's foot. And it's giving him this perfect fit.
I have flat and narrow feet, which is not necessarily ideal for sport in general, but it's also even more difficult when you're trying to kind of make a shoe specific to me. But it was pretty cool to go in there and actually have it scanned, and I'm like, man, this when I put it on, like this actually, like you said, it just feels like it's against my foot. We also have the force plate back there. I'll hit a couple shots so you can kind of see where the weight transfer is, and I don't really try and dive into that much personally. I think that's kind of too much information for me. But I don't go through the actual details on I have 56% this part of the swing, and then it transfers out. It's like
your grace is pretty perfect.
That's too much.
So.
It's like asking if you breathe in or out and shoot a free throw. It's like, I don't know, you just do it.
Jordan has spent so much time here from a design side, so a lot of this is just kind of his vision and his play.
We still have the same technology. The spike placement's always been very important to me, the bottoms of the shoe. And then the Hendrix torsion bar, which is what we added, is kind of a way to tie in the stability through the shoe. We use that and introduced that in Spieth 3. So it still has all that stuff, but now the couple big plays. One is the Gore-Tex. It's 100% ready for any conditions, which obviously we need in golf. And then I think the other play was the improved traction, mainly by what you just said, the foam form fitting, the speed form on the inside.
Huge. A lot of this too, and all the research that we've done is for the average golfer. And so we want to give that average golfer, especially the ones that are wearing Spieth 4, we want to give them that added advantage.
In golf, as much or more than a lot of other sports, it's like what goes on in your feet and your footwork. Not only is the power, but it's also the stability, it's the consistency of the swing. So it's actually an advantage. And golf was stuck in those kind of old dress shoes with spikes for a long time. And it's like, why are we still, why is that still the case? There were obviously some more athletic shoes as well, but to try and tap into Under Armour's technology over the years to continue to improve, it's like truly looking to significantly make a difference versus like just put a shoe on because you can put spikes on it and wear it around a golf course.
So last year, the hover shoe did really well in our test. It came in second. Can you see the Spieths competing at any point?
I think absolutely. I know we tracked really well when it comes to traction, and so I think there's nothing that's going to say that this is going to test any worse. I think a little better.
So the traction and stability has improved since its initial launch in the first version. Can it get better? You keep saying it's improved.
Sure.
How does it get better?
I think one of the biggest ways it can get better is we've always looked at traction from the ground up, and we haven't necessarily integrated the foot into that. So what we've done now is not only are we talking now about the bottom, but we're talking holistically about the entire shoe. So one of the coolest things here is we've worked really closely with Gore, and typically Gore, you have that booty, you have this internal piece. Now what we've done is we're actually hot melting that Gore-Tex to the back side. It's lighter, it's more breathable, and it's not nearly as stiff.
What are your testing protocols? I know you use the force plate, but is it just Jordan testing the shoes, or do you have a number of other golfers that come and wear them use the force plate as well? What's that process
huge.
like?
So Jordan, obviously one of the best players in the world, so he's a great wear tester for us. He tests shoes over a year before they hit retail, but also we have 11 Division I schools between Notre Dame and UCLA and Wisconsin, some great players, and we also do some testing in Europe as well with some tour players there. When this shoe hits your guys' feet, the consumer's foot, there's probably been thousands of people that have worn these beforehand to make sure they're perfect.
Are they for different types of golfers, the Hover and the Spieths?
They are.
Can you explain which one might fit into which?
They are. I mean, Spieth, if you're looking for the ultimate performance, a little more rigid, a little stiff, then this is the perfect shoe for you. With Hover, if you're out there walking the course, you know, a couple rounds a weekend, it is a great performing shoe, but it's comfortable as well. We were a one-trick pony with our Jordan Spieth shoe. Now we've got a litany of everything, from a really top-end pinnacle expression with Spieth 4 down to Hover. That's it's a little softer, it's a little more playable, but it's still responsive. I mean, that is the biggest thing with Under Armour, is we're creating the best performing shoes for it doesn't matter what skill level.
Awesome. Thank you. We're looking forward to getting it into testing.
Oh, awesome.
Not to worry, the Spieth 4s will of course be subject to the same rigorous testing protocols as every other shoe in the category, so we're going to keep you updated on those results.